crit with it up close. You can treat it like a shotgun and go for those close-range flicks. It's an impulse grenade.
Yeah.
It's a redeploy. If you think
Very
about
versatile tool. It's not even like a weapon. It's like a tool because it allows you to do so many different things.
Kind of does everything. It might be a toaster if you've ever tried to make toast with it.
Yeah.
You could use it as a pen if you need to write with it. It's very
true.
slow.
I've seen
You're
it.
gonna have to
I've seen
shoot it into a wall or a piece of paper.
Multicolored pen, by the way.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's not just black
one of
ink
those
or blue
fancy
ink.
ones you push down. They have all the different. You're out there.
You're going to get orange ink out of that.
If you know what we're talking about, you have one of those. Take a picture of it and tweet it at GoldenBoyFTW on Twitter. Make sure that he sees every single one of those pictures.
I want to see as many of your multicolored pens as possible.
Let's get a hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
Thank you so much for that one. But I also want to see Nikiva here because Nikiva was a player that we jumped on with at the beginning of the game and has been performing very well. Also going to be running with that flint knock. I think it's kind of a similar kit from what we saw Horrify use as well.
Nikiva, almost the high ground, almost the ultimate high ground. You do have one player above, 7 remaining. Oxymo Zartex, the 5 eliminations, 94 builds, looking for the 6th elim there, finds it. Gen 2 goes down up to 131 and does have 2 full shields. There's a launch pad right through the door. No opportunity to use it at this point. Zone too small and everyone's going to get pushed north. There's the mini, right in the full shield.
Oh, it's going to get challenged right side.
The trap
down, gets the elimination.
Oh my God.
Onto Peach, and we're going to be in the top 3 here. So some more placement points. Nikiva, no shields. Zartex, barely any. Horrify is going to be all the way up at the ultimate high ground here. And this is looking really good for Horrify, but the flint knock is going to get the high ground. Nikiva, such a smart play. We were just talking about the value that you're going to get out of that flint knock, and that is it right there. It is a movement item. It is a weapon. It gives you so much. And now, Nikiva goes right back down to the low. Horrify, flint knock as well. And Nikiva is going to get eliminated there, but it's going to come down to Zartex, who has to go outside to try and get that high ground. Horrify is going to go all the way down low, but it's going to get seen. Has to get to the safe area there, and Horrify is going to pull off the victory royale. Zartex went in there for the challenge on the high ground, but Horrify had his number with that blue combat shoddy.
Golden Boy, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like at certain times the players can hear me somehow because it's another example of we're literally talking about the flint knock and the versatility. At the very end of the game, multiple players giving excellent examples, dropping in and using the flint knock to save themselves from fall damage, a quick build there, or even elevate themselves all the way to the top. Ownership of high ground on the spot, on the fly. It's incredible the way that players have figured out to use such a weapon.
Yeah.
By the way, bottom left corner of your screen, 9 minutes left for Europe to queue in. You're almost done. If you're going to get the games in now, now's the time. Make sure that you're using as many of those opportunities as possible because if you miss out on maybe just one game that you could throw in real quick to get a couple elims and then re-queue, very important to take control.
I was going to say the flint knock really reminds me of early, I forget the season, but when they introduced Impulse.
Yeah.
And we were seeing players, utilize the Impulse nade in very offensive ways and giving them like different kinds of like push opportunities. Oh my word, that was very well done from Lewis. Who that player? I mean, Vapor's genuinely shocked that Vapor's kind of just like allowed that to happen.
It looked like he was trying to go for the turbo build. You saw him standing there. He had the little blueprint out, so I'm sure he was holding it down. And looks like Lewis got the wall ownership, a quick edit, and that combat
very
shotgun
quick ownership of that. But yeah, you start to see the innovation that these players introduce. Not only at the highest levels of competitive Fortnite like we've been treated to throughout the entire of the Fortnite World Cup. That's what you're going to get here. That right-hand advantage, nasty there from Lewis onto Yasa. Yasa just did not have a chance. Lewis played the angles incredibly well. And that is like fundamentals. People really don't think about that, but that is fundamentals of a game like Fortnite or any game for that matter that has a camera that skews over to the left side. You just want to play that advantage on your right as much as possible. People don't really, they don't factor that in.
Mr. Savage here. A name at this point has to be extremely familiar to anybody that watches competitive Fortnite. He's shown us countless times why that is. And honestly, one of the I was literally about to say, one of the most accurate players with the flint knock, and there it is, a 180 headshot down from above. You cannot hold that too long.
The shot with the spin, it's so nasty. Ah, that was
sauce on that one. You got to look out there. Savage collects his loot. 9 rockets.
Picante.
Look, this is one of the best loadouts we've seen so far. Actually, right there, an interesting swap. I think at this point, this late in the game, he picked up the dynamite, dropped the flint knock, because right now there's going to be so many players that are stacked up on top of each other in builds. If he can be above or same level, he just drops those dynamites in. He's going to clear out a lot of the build, expose a lot of players to each other, going to force fights, and expose them to him. So he has a chance. That tactical AR, very, very good. It's just beaming players from above. Dealers looks like popped out of his baller there.
I think that play as well is just one of those that, like the stink, you're just looking to impact the lobby, right? Like you're not looking to just win it. You're looking to just ruin everyone's time there, because you know that there's
everyone to have a bad day.
Yeah, you know that there's going to be a lot of value for you to be able to pick off players who are exposed, or just whittle that number down so you start to get those placement points as well, right?
Speaking of which, we're at 18 players left, 3 more, and we get another set of placement points. They start there at 25 in solos. Savage taking quite a bit of damage at the top of the screen. Dealers taking the high ground. Savage is going to have to rotate in, but meanwhile, at the bottom, Mongrel, the pyramid edit peak, pops the corner open.
Completely unaware. Mage completely unaware at that moment, and Mongrel can just go right back to his hole.
You'll notice, too, players with shadow bombs. I don't know if you saw that very quickly. Mongrel he edited a door in. He's going to pop the shadow, go out the door so no one can see him on the rotation. Instead of jumping out in the air exposed and then throwing down the shadow bomb, he's ahead of the game just by having the window open. We're down to 12 players now. The next set of placement points have gone out. A shadow bomb to save the fall damage. 9,000 IQ from Dealers here. Didn't even have to waterfall. Was planning on using the shadow bomb in a rotation anyway. The head of the front takes a ton of damage from behind a rotation. A quick box up. The minis into the full. He's not going to have time to pop more than just one as that fish is trying to make their way through. Dealers pushes out the top, trying to elevate himself so he can get any shield off that he can. Right now he's going to need this. Going to be able to top off here on shield. 30 HP missing. Shouldn't be a big deal, but we'll see here in just a second. Here we go, those dynamite going off. That's Mongrel.
Yep.
I know Mr. Savage, who dropped the flint knock earlier, starting to throw down the dynamite guarantee. He's still out here. Macha in the feed picks up.
And look how high up he is, man. Like all the way up there. And there's like Dealers now is just gonna have to play defense. Needs to be cautious about players. They're gonna be in front of him, and now we're gonna be in top 5. Players are gonna earn 7 placement points. Dealers does manage to take out Majid. What a shot there with that gray heavy AR, putting it to good use in the late game. And now we're gonna be down to the top 3 players. Dealers has 2 eliminations, a decent kit here. At the very least, what he's gonna have to deal with that shadow bomb as well. Maybe try and use that in case he's going to be in a potential situation where he's going to lose damage on the high ground. But 13 builds remaining now. Mr. Savage up above. Dealer's going to be in the mid. Mongrel down low. These are 2 players you simply do not want to be sandwiched in between. But Dealers is going to get the better of Mongrel. Mr. Savage throws down the Splodes. The Splodes don't find the target, though. Mr. Savage is going to be weak, as Dealer's going to be able to take out 2 of the best players in European Fortnite right now, as Dealers all the way low, no more builds. Savage, 20 builds, is going to have the Splodes. This is the moment. The rocket goes down. Dealers with that shadow bomb. It's going to get right on top. Oh, he tried to get above him, but it did not happen. And Savage is doing such a good job of just holding this one down, not allowing him, because he knows he doesn't have a chance, and he makes full advantage of it. That is going to be the victory royale, courtesy of the legendary Rockets.
Mr. Savage, that dynamite swap out pays off in a huge way. In the middle of that, we saw suddenly every single build was just getting decimated. And that was Savage throwing down the dynamites. He timed it perfectly, waiting till the very end of the game, exposed everybody to each other. The shift in player count had to have been huge at that point.
Shout out to Dealers, though, man. In between 2 phenomenal players. I mean, Dealers no slouch himself, but you have to give credit where credit is due. That is not hard.
GB.
And did the best in the bad situation. No more builds to work with.
Between the 2 of us, 5 or 5 myself, 3 players remaining, and I know that it's Mongrel and Mr. Savage. I'm just gonna back out of the game.
I know.
I'm just gonna back out.
I'm glad there's no like nameplates. You know,
maybe on install. At that point,
there's nothing more you can do.
That's pretty much it.
Just quit out. Or at least for me. I'm sure for like half of our audience, they will relish at the opportunity to take that fight.
No, I don't need to cry today, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, hello.
Player inside the box doesn't realize. Riles catches him off guard. The push with the drum gun. Picks up that elimination.
Yeah,
Surprise! I'm inside the box.
Yeah,
Look out.
And I think like at this level, right, a lot of players, you just have to be aware of that. Always know like what's around you. Like, do you own this? Like, and I know that it's hard to think about that, especially with how tight some of these circles have been and how congested they have been. But you have to factor that in there, and that's a rough one. But we're now going to go over to Laid Back, who's also got himself a decent kit here as well. Going to have 1 Shadow Bomb, but 2 Rift to goes. And that legendary infantry AR, which is such a nasty weapon.
Thing hits like a bus in the right hands, Laid Back, proving he's got the skill to do it. I'm happy to see we've seen a number of players try that little hop-up floor reset and pulling it off pretty flawlessly here, holding the edit there inside the pyramid. Very common now to see a lot of players doing this, which to me, I mean, at this point, this late kind of in the competitive Fortnite's lifespan here, you know, it's grown and changed over time. We've seen a lot of players develop new and interesting edit and build methods. Like, you kind of see those pyramids on top of fresh builds. I would almost expect there to be a player inside.
It's true. It's true. It's such a common like peak, you know? You always see people do it. Okay, here we go. Nicholas, with that baller, was able to get away with the baller unscathed. Unlike his colleagues who every single time a baller went out, just got decimated right away.
Sees the player shadow bombing away. He's going to go out and try and pick up a couple materials. He is pretty low right now, 13 builds total. This player surprised from behind a 136, the follow through, and gets that elimination, putting that 100, giving up 20 HP to the Storm, but a quick little pickup on materials. Look, up to 85 builds now. Does have that tactical AR. Has the combat shotgun. Both are legendary. 6 minis, 2 shadow bombs, and he's in a baller right now. An excellent set of rotation. Mechanics are available.
That's a good kit to have if you're looking to fight for high ground too, with at least 1 trap. When this circle gets smaller, you can force players to not land on you and then own that high ground. We've seen a lot of players do it, kind of like what I'm getting a gander of here, but he's just got to be careful not to lose any more HP off of this.
Oh,
there it is.
Big throw all the way to the top.
Yeah, he's staying alive.
You don't often see players fly up to the high ground in a baller like that. A lot of times they just kind of stay at the forefront or dangle underneath right here, look like a Christmas tree ornament.
He's also just trying to make himself difficult to fire upon, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Which is, every time we see a baller get picked off, it's like a really easy shot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Nicholas still owning this baller. He sees everyone. He knows exactly where. There's going to be 2 ballers in play, him and another one that is still going to be in this game. 8 players remaining now, as we're going to be in the top 8. Next placement point threshold is going to hit at the top 5. You're going to have Sezi up in the ultimate high ground, Laid Back, who we saw earlier. Diego down low. Chiros as well. And Nicholas still dancing around in this baller. I think this has just been the play, trying to get the high ground. It does manage to get on top of it. When I said it right. He wanted to go after the high ground, just the movement that Nicholas was making. And this player, not building out, not trying to defend, has to get low there, but Nicholas needs to be careful. We'll have the Shadow Bomb, though. Bear that in mind. So we'll take no fall damage. So he transfers on over to the other side. And there's that player that he was going up against. And you know he lost. Oh. There it is.
Got the elimination. The fall damage does take Nicholas out.
Oh, the traps are going to be out. That one trap that Nicholas had. And he gets out of there. And Diego does. Oh, no, that's going to be a Chiros who's out of there.
Not a ton of players left contesting the high ground. Nicholas does have ownership. Moving forward on the zone. Look at the hill. This hill is going to smear everybody off as this goes all the way up, so everyone has to climb at the same time. 3 players left. Nicholas all the way up top. 34 builds and 3 eliminations thus far. Does have a decent kit for this, but the HP tick out to the Storm there is going to put him down to 73 total. Very, very easy to eliminate at this point. Hopefully a chance for a little bit of a heal here.
Well, Laid Back's just getting chunked.
Out of the Storm.
He just got chunked outside. You had mentioned how nasty that Storm was going to be. That angle is really difficult, man.
One of my least favorite positions to be in late game when it comes to builds like this. Look at this, the fossil all the way up the hill. You just have so many players that get caught on this rotation up because they have to pickaxe their way through other people's builds. And imagine late game, you're stuck behind 4 or 5 layers of metal, and the Storm ticks for 10.
And you're going to have brick out, you're going to have metal out. There's like no way for you to just easily cut through all of that.
You just better be prepped to click the bottom right corner of your screen to re-queue in the game, because there's a good chance you're going to be back in the lobby after that. Give me the heavy shot. There we go. 149, a shield tag there. Kripa, 2 eliminations, 95 builds, and a very good setup at this point. The launch pad.
And I believe queue times are going to conclude for Europe. So what you're seeing here are the final few games that our players have played. Top 1,500 are going to move on. Kripa, though, is going to be challenged on the high ground. Is going to lose a lot of shields and has to restabilize. Has a ton of minis to be able to bring himself back in, but there you go, some explodes. It's going to knock him down a few levels here.
See, at this point, 30 players left. Kripa, and if you're trying to learn kind of how to play late game Fortnite, he's already on brick. He has wood in his inventory, but he's already on brick because at this point, there's no reason to sit on the higher durability materials for too long. What's the point of waiting until there's 5 left? Oh,
that was in the gut.
Down. It was indeed.
That was in the gut. That hurts.
But just pushing his way forward. Rocket starting to break down everything. Switches over to the metals. He's out of brick. Still has 218 wood. And we're going to find a bit of materials in here. Replenishes the brick all the way back to 380. That's excellent. Going to have to take ownership of surfaces in here because Furious and other players that are shooting in might have control of these walls. Either way, Kripa needs to own those in case there's an edit attack, someone trying to box fight right here. A lot of these players nowadays extremely good at this at box fighting up close like this. Kripa's going to back away as that wall had turned to his opponent's wood. Looks like Furious got ownership of it, and Kripa doesn't want to fight that just yet.
But this is the other problem too, right? Some players, they're just going to try and punch in with that heavy snipe, just as you heard. He's right out. He owns that ramp. 42 blue on that, so the player's going to have to back up. This is, the boogie bomb block. He's actually going to boogie himself. Oh, that is unfortunate. He went in for the boogie bomb. Now he's going to get trapped in Don't Be Furious. I mean, that's a name that you got to make a joke off of, man. There's only one way you can be after that one.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I think a little bit of a struggle. He was trying to get onto the launch pad there, bounce back and forth, maybe just waiting until that.
That's rough.
You have to wait for the shadow bomb to go away.
Oh, I was talking about the boogie bomb.
Yeah. Oh, the boogie bomb, very sad.
I mean, good defense, block the boogie bomb, gets hit with the music, and at that point, he's throwing hands in the air, and he ain't shooting his gun. That is unfortunate.
Sometimes you just got to dance it out.
Sometimes it really do be like that. There's just no other way around it.
And sorry, holding on to this full HP baller, taking a little bit of storm damage there. Looks like a handful of other ballers rotating around it. Only 150 HP. With the rate of fire of some of these weapons, especially like the TAC AR, you have very fast chances to just knock people out of their ballers now. They are very much a movement-only mechanic.
I think I saw like 23, taking 23 on a TAC AR just at the baller. At that point, that baller is just going to be shredded. It's like paper.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine where it is now compared to 300 HP when it first came out.
Yeah.
Things have changed quite a bit. It's, I think, put rotations with these things in a much better position. We even had a week where
2 weeks.
Ballers weren't even in.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, it was a different experience for sure. It's kind of a more akin to the classic Fortnite. But Ansari there comes right on out and takes out Pump with that legendary AR. Nice target there. Nice target practice, really. Ansari was ready for that one, knew that the baller was going to get baited, and then made that player pay for it. But there you go, Ansari off the rotation with the shadow bomb. It's going to have one more left. Now we're going to be in top 10. Remember, folks, you're going to be getting those placement points, top 5, top 10, or top 25, top 15, top 5. 10 points total for the victory royales. You see right there, 1 point for each elimination. Ansari currently is going to benefit from having 7 total points gained in this game. If he gets the top 5, we'll add an additional 2 for that one, and he's going to bring someone up, multiple people up, as a matter of fact, with that rift to go.
Lorian shown up a number of times. 7 players left. It started with 2 there. And we'll start taking quite a bit of damage on the way down, trying to establish the high ground. That storm is ticking for just a little bit too much. Hopefully enough to make their way back in and get a heal off.
Kripa and Lorian are going at it down low. Meanwhile, Ansari, I'm just going to, he's Mary Poppins, y'all. He's just going to glide on down. He has to be careful, though. because there's going to be a player actually right outside of the storm, and Ansari's going to land right on top of him. And Ansari does have some vision. Player's going to be right to his right side. Another one's going to pop up next to him as well. The trap goes down. Did he get it? Yes, he is going to register the elimination onto Rummy GP, who just so happened to find himself right in front of Ansari. Then you're going to have Florian is going to be right next to him. Then Atlantis, Ice, Amster, and Kripa. Kripa got the better against Laureline there, who we saw earlier on. They're going to be scrambling in the ultimate low ground. Florian's going to go down low. I think that was a shadow bomb, so he's going to get away from that one. And Ansari has the ultimate high ground, so we'll have that slight advantage because this hill is going to be going up the hill, right? Which means that Kripa and them have to make plays. Kripa's going to be so low on HP, he's got to be careful. And Ice is going to start to get chunked as well. And Sari's going to be in such a powerful position, but Ice has the high ground. And Sari, still with so much HP, tries to just use that universal key to knock him down. And this is now where it starts to get a little risky here. And Sari should get the better. The life lead is going to pay off. Kripa will fall outside of the storm, and then Sari will pull off the victory royale and laughs at his opponents with that victory. For now, we're going to send it over to DJ Zeke, who's in the studio.
Yo, 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 Fortnite fam, DJ Zeke back in the building. What's going on, guys? We've had an incredible set of games. And of course, we had to bust out DJ Zeke. Why? Of course, we have to. But now let's take a look at the replays, all right? We had some great games. And earlier on, I saw this Zartex guy, you know, he's rolling up, making these great edit plays down. And he's also going to make a pretty cheeky push here in just a moment. And one of the upcoming clips I really want to talk about, GB talked about it, is, of course, the Flintlock pistol. So let's take a look. Mr. Savage is going to start us off. Bang, 180 to the dome. They talked about the versatility of this item, and we're going to see a few clips of those, but also taking a look at Horrify and how he clutched up his first game. Very great game sense, knows how to engage here in these close quarters, especially this late in the game. Great wall replace there. And again, Flintlock using that not only to eliminate the player, but then force him forward, getting him closer to the safe side of the circle. What are these 9,000 IQ brain plays? Boom, Flintlock to keep himself from taking fall damage again. Horrify, this is horrifyingly impressive, the things that you're doing. And of course, this inevitably leads to his victory royale. 7 eliminations coming out of Horrify. You like to see it. The Flintlock, we want to see more of it, all right? Now let's take a look at the standings as they are currently. Here we are, Lowless sitting up there in the very #1 spot, 81 points to his name, 7 games played, 4 victory royales. So we saw him for a little bit, had 4 games played, 4 victory royales. So again, that win rate dropping a little bit, but still very impressive coming out of Lowless here. TTV, I'm the Beast, 8 games played, 77 points. We got Secret Mongrel, 9 games played, 76 points to his name, and the list goes on. Now keep in mind, these queues are done. This is it. This is for qualifying purposes heading into tomorrow's games. So we're going to just play a few more games out, let players make sure they can get those last few games out, get those last points, and we'll take a look at the standings. But for now, DJ Zeke's out of the building, so let's send it back over to Dr. Lupo, Golden Boy. Gentlemen, take it away.
I wonder what kind of music he plays.
Is this what happens when I'm not around?
Yeah, for sure.
I was home for 2 weeks, and now there's DJ Zeke.
Do you think DJ Zeke is like one of those people that like says they're a DJ, but then shows up, opens up like their laptop, and then just hits play on a music player of their choice?
It's not even a laptop. It's a little MP3 player. One of the ones that fits on your wrist.
So you think he's busting out like a Zune, you know, like one of those like old bricks?
I don't know about specific brand names, but an MP3 player, a nondescript MP3 player, doesn't even have a screen on it. It just hits the play button and just lets
how you went with the nondescript MP3 player.
Just lets it go on shuffled. That's DJ Zeke in the building, and then hits the button, and that's it.
It's like a third-party MP3 player from like, made in Taiwan or something.
Yeah, you've never seen it before. It's the only one that you've ever seen.
Yeah.
What were those the compact discs inside the little plastic casing?
Oh man.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's not even an actual MP. It doesn't. It's not a. Yeah, it's a mini disc. It's a mini disc player. Yeah, that's what he's got.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
I can't wait to see his next show. By the way, I'm just saying.
At a children's party coming near you. You know.
Do we rip on Zeke too much?
No, I actually think that Zeke wants that. Let us know. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Oh, praise. Goodbye, my friend. Blue. Gonna get the better of you there. Legendary Rockets.
Under Blue, there was some more I think there was some more RPG shots. Hopefully he sees it. It looks like missed opportunity there. Sitting on just the one. Going to load that up real quick. For players potentially rotating into the back, and I'll hold the edit. Build that floor up just in case.
21 left as well. Very hilly area that we're going to be in. Always in this in the snow biome, you're going to get just some awkward terrain. But there's Lolis once again, the beast incarnate. Now, here's the question though. Yeah, he did really well today, but we've seen this happen. And look, I'm going to knock on wood, knocking on my head. Okay.
Actually, I saw it.
I don't want to jinx anyone, but what Lolis is doing here is just nasty. He's calling it. Look at the way that he's just targeted these players in the sky.
Oh,
What?
just barely saved from fall damage.
That would have never have happened for me.
You probably would have been 5 seconds behind though. In his defense,
Lolis is having such a great
90s.
great game. Just look at the way that he's playing this, man. Building up this tower all the way up, on high, with the combat shoddy, putting damage into so many players. This is Lawless's lobby. We're merely just observers. That's it. He owns this place. It's his home.
Don't get too ahead of yourself. There's quite a few good players out here. Albrecht there taking a ton of damage at a 54 HP. No eliminations left. A lot of materials though. The drum gun, combat shotgun, and the TAC AR. A lot of weaponry that a lot of players are favoring quite a bit. Competitive Fortnite right now, trying to find a way anywhere that you can land just to stay safe here.
Yeah.
That might have been the chance right there. Gets caught inside the box. Surprise!
Wow.
Farmer Girl goes down. Albrecht does pick up an elimination. 72 HP now. Whoa, looks back. Maybe a chance to go for the materials. Everything that's left out there. TS goes down as well. Another elimination. Picking up two very quick back-to-back. 99 HP now. Have to edit and build their way. Stay on this tarp. There's a player above, players below, and players in front. So any chance to pop minis, this is going to be the time. You wait too much longer, you will not have an opportunity.
Top 15, by the way, so we're into the next placement threshold for points.
Curious if Albrecht saw that flag up in front of him. There was the smoke from a campfire, which means somebody is sitting in there, not at full HP necessarily. Maybe a chance to push in. Albrecht rotating around top of your screen right there.
Benznikos, I think, just got into a scuffle. I could have sworn with Lawless, but I could be wrong there.
56 points, 60 builds remaining. We're in the top 13. The launch pad, shadow bombs going out. All the players attempting to rotate into the safe zone. Benznikos is ahead of the game right here, does have a chance to build up. Gonna edit those corners out, takes the shots, and Lolis, the star of the show thus far, does go down. Benznikos picking up a big elimination.
What a twist.
I told you earlier, don't count everybody else out just yet, GB.
All right, D&D, let's calm down there. All right, so we got Ivan, who's going to fall victim to Benznikos, and then all the way in the ultimate high ground is going to be young CZA. Darkonio is going to be out of the action as well. CZA, all the way up top. Young one putting in the work there. Is hearing the glider up above. That's 68 white. That player went right outside. He's going to pay for that one dearly. Unfortunately for him. And look, again, another one of those storm zones that are just going to be near a hill. So players needing to have to build up from this hill, and young CZA is just going to take full advantage of this. We're going to be in a top 3 situation. Benzikos is going to be out, and it's going to be Nakwa outside. Young CZA doesn't need to do anything, and he's going to get the victory royale. Very well done to just stay above it all. Keep themselves in that vertical base, or on a vertical base, I should say, and will reap the benefits for it.
I know that when I get a victory royale in Fortnite, the first thing that I want to do is just build as fast as I can into the sky. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me when other players do.
On an average, how many 90s are you building?
All of them.
All the 90s?
I build every single 90 that
I didn't think that was possible.
It's true, I've done it.
I should have known only the best from you, my friend.
Thank you.
I mean, you are one of the only casters that have been on stream and have, in fact, gotten a victory royale.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you look at the roster right now, actually, if you look at the roster so far from the Fortnite World Cup, the number of players that are casting here that have had victory royales on the cast, I think it's just me, right?
Well, to be fair, we haven't had Bala. I'm pretty sure Bala had like one or two. Okay, well, we'll just say on camera.
Don't tell him that he's significantly better than me, okay? This is about me and Jack, all right? Let me have this.
I will let you have it. You are better. You're the better man, at least on broadcasted games.
You heard it here. Gold Boy said Jack's trash. All right, back here on the Beast. 3 eliminations.
Literally words that were said.
A little box fight here. Pick up that full shield. A little swap out quick. To be able to top off the shield and going to go for it. Be at 197 here in a second. Tux up above, doing a little pyramid peek at the top, making sure there's nobody up above that's going to take shots at the wrong time. No hacks down at the bottom.
It is not every day that you get an end storm zone, storm phase, over the block.
Yeah,
not every day do you get this.
Times. We have not seen this too many times. There's a crate in the zone 2, the top left, that northwest side. Tux here, 2 eliminations. An excellent loadout for late game, especially if you're going to do a lot of box fighting, a lot of players inside on each other like that. Enough medium ammo to go around there. The drum gun is on top of that, a blue tactical shotgun. Honestly, for box fights like this late game, kind of my weapon of choice. That tac shotgun does so much work when you are point blank because the rate of fire is
that's
so
true.
high.
The rate of fire is higher.
And a combat shotgun in the right hands, you have to realize it favors accuracy. So yeah, if you are hitting headshots repeatedly, it's an excellent weapon. It does so much damage. But if you're going for quick flicks and there's going to be a lot of body shot damage, you might as well favor the rate of fire in the combat shotgun. Plus, it's so good up close like that.
You also, though, want to be mindful of your ammo allotment, and if you're Tux, which Tux is clearly, aware of this, you can't go too hard with those AR shots if you're going to try and hop into boxes with your tac and your drum gun, because at that point you're going to just drain through your medium ammo. That's why players have been opting to swap out that AR for a tactical AR, which uses light ammo. That has been, I think, the best part about Fortnite is recognizing the ammo and how to properly build a kit around that is going to support it. There's no one perfect way, but Colin just gets beamed coming out, and I think that's because he popped that one as he went outside, so everyone saw him.
That's why we mentioned it earlier. That's why players have been built editing doors, using the shadow bomb, and then pushing out at that point, because you don't necessarily know right when a player is going to come out of that door. Maybe they move out immediately. Maybe they wait just a second. So timing your shots, you don't want to burn through too much ammo. Beast down to 49 HP, 50 builds remaining. All wood, all metal. No brick left. The campfire to get any of just a couple HP ticks there. Chance to pop 2 minis and rotate ahead. The tarp only covering the forward and right sides. He knows that left side is unopposed right now. Does connect with a build underneath. Not his own, but it's enough to stay up on top of everybody right now.
And I like this. He's peeking around because he knows he's relatively safe and edits out so quickly. So he's able to give himself that covered, drop right back in, goes into a box, and takes out a player who was just completely unsuspecting. And now he's going to have 4 eliminations. We're going to be in top 12, so now some more placement points are going to start to register here for all the players that are going to still be standing in this lobby. And Lars all the way up at the ultimate high ground, but there's going to be a scuffle down low here. A bunch of players, and you're going to have 2 ballers still in action.
Not a terribly painful rotation. Not a whole lot of up down here in terms of surface movement. Paul Alvarez, 82, by the way. Using that drum gun to try and push his way through a surface. Almost gets caught from the back. Does block it with that wall. Gets caught on a slide down the hill. He's going to have to build his way back up. Only 12 builds remaining, and it's all wood. Low
Very limited situation that Paul Alvarez finds himself in. Has to get up to this high ground here. Doesn't have the HP as well, but is able to register that elimination onto no hacks. Well done. Now we're going to be in the top 4. Top 5 here are going to be gaining placement points.
Sadly left a slurp behind. 4 eliminations right now. Here we go, all the way top to bottom. Santo, Lars, Aquexo, and Paul Alvarez. Lars goes down. You hate to see it. 3 players in the top down from Santo. Gets caught there for just a second. Has to build and catch himself. Shots down from above through the tree. The branches don't block those, and Santo finds a ton of connections. Paul down to basically, 140 HP total. Drops down all the way to the bottom. It's a 2v1 at the bottom. Quexo does find a big shot there. Both players, no shield remaining. Easy pickings for Santo if he knows that they're missing the shield. He's got to listen for those audio cues. Players pick it up. Every little chance to get HP that they can.
He's going to get in the action.
On the ground. Going through the window. It's not even his own. and Santo connects back-to-back shots through the window. The left side, Paul goes down, and Santo picks up a victory royale.
Santo had that high ground held the entire time, never gave it up, and only went in there when he recognized that those two players were about to engage in one another, because that was inevitable. Very well done, and as Lupo said, listening for that audio cue, recognizing when it's going to be his opportunity to push up. But the action continues as queue times for Europe have concluded, but we're tallying up. Players are finishing up their final games, and we're going to see who ends up in the top 10. 1,500 players in the European region will move on to tomorrow's finals, where 8 players in solos will qualify for the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City.
Very common tactic there. Kripa underneath the stairs hits the edit, but doesn't confirm it just yet, because he wants to be able to hold and just take a look around. Especially on a ramp, when you hit the edit on that, it becomes transparent. You're standing underneath it, you get a chance to look through without being challenged just yet. On top of that, more basically max builds. He's sitting pretty.
Yeah, could recycle some of those too.
That's exactly what he's doing. I don't know if you noticed that he's using the brick to build for just a second, and then knocking out a couple extra floors to pick up. There you go, rotates back, picks up a couple brick that are just down on the ground. Sees a player underneath.
And he hears the movement. You hear the footsteps just clunking around right underneath you. So Kripa's just like, okay, where are you, buddy? There you go, right on to Aaron. Aaron was making all sorts of noise, owned none of those walls. And another player as well. Scuffles right below him. He's going to scramble on out of there, I should say. But Kripa, this is why you just want to try and get as much real estate as possible. 88 blue, and Kato was unaware completely. And that is going to be 2 eliminations where Kripa was relatively, I didn't even say relatively, was just straight up unchallenged.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no reason to be afraid in a situation like that. In fact, if he owns that pyramid, he might even be able to reset it and drop that player down. Doesn't go for it. Celestin up there in the top left, inside a box that isn't 100% his. Kripa challenging inside. There's 2 players underneath that are fighting each other. Maybe a chance to go down and say hello if he does continue to own all this surface. But like I was saying, there's no reason to be intimidated in a situation like that when you have players right underneath. If you own every surface, and why not? The slurp, excellent time there. Has to see the player rotating in behind. 2 big shots. The third gets the elimination on Art. Ton of damage from the storm though. Slurp still ticking away there, still healing up. Fish, same box. You gotta look out. The box is up quickly. Doesn't want to challenge right now. Maybe a little too exposed. And it's a chance to pop a couple minis. Goes for maybe a little bit of high ground. Now, uses the ramp to rotate ahead.
Just going to get as far to the front of that storm as possible so that he doesn't have to worry about players picking him off from behind. He can be the one looking to gatekeep. And then you're going to have a few of these ballers. They're going to be down low once again. We're seeing these players just try and hold it. But a lot of players have been punishing, just as you saw, I've been punishing these ballers, not allowing them to get any kind of free space. Especially with the TAC AR and how many the amount of light ammo that you can gain throughout a game. Might as well send a few shots over there and just punish those baller players. No real risk there.
I mean, at this point, you're going to see a lot of players. You see even Kripa, a good example of that, staying up above and just kind of waiting, looking for shots on players that are trying to move through the storm, stay ahead of the game. Maybe somebody just not too far behind. He's going to build up on the outside over here.
I also love the way he's playing the edge.
Yeah, I was a little about to say, basically flirting with the edge of the storm all along during this rotation. There's no need. It gives you the chance to not have to wall off behind you. You save some materials. In a situation like Kripa's, he's sitting on 27 builds, all wood right now, low durability. You'll see a player rotating in, tries to go for the push. Got to be very careful they don't edit a hole through and take shots at you on the move. Kripa's got to keep moving ahead. 20 builds remaining. Ooh. Lands right on top, 2 shots in a row. Spoofix goes down. Kripa picks up all those materials.
He has his head on a swivel here, Lupo, and that has been the more impressive part of it. He's looking around, seeing right through the slats of the wood where players are going to be. Is there an opportunity for him to get another point? One step closer to the victory royale. Kripa, such a good player, but Lobo has been having one heck of a game. It is, or just a day, I should say. He's been performing so well. And Kripa still holding back to the edge of the storm here. Waiting, hearing players make a lot of noise all around. Needs to be mindful not to take a lot of ticks outside, but will be able to pick off Lowell, who was right in front of him. Now we're going to be in top 7, Lupo.
6 players remaining. Kripa picking up elimination that feeds us and takes Ice from Atlantis out.
He's taking
Last
so
one
much
feed
damage
5
from outside. He
players.
just turns on Horde.
4 HP left. The Siphon puts him at 54. Now's the time. You better pop those minis because you're not going to get another chance. Brasco and Big Monkey all the way up top. Mino still in a baller, gets knocked out of that, forced out by Brasco. A little 1v1 happening right there. The Storm doing the only damage to Brasco at that point. Mino on the outside, going to have to rotate around. Meanwhile, Crippa, low ground warrioring. Look at the bottom right corner of your screen. No builds. Nothing. He's got a campfire, but can't even place it down because he doesn't have enough.
Oh, Brasco's going to go down low right in front of Crippa, and Crippa's going to get the better of Brasco. Mino is a fish right in the mid ground. You're going to have Big Monkey Balu up above as well. So you're going to have Baloo, you're also going to have Fish, and then Crippa. And Crippa, man, he has been playing this one so well. Only he's going to have 3 builds remaining, but Mino's going to get ticked. He's going to get ticked from the stinks, and Crippa waiting for the opportunity to strike. Will have that life lead, and he's going to get it, and now he's going to have a firm advantage over Baloo. Baloo only is going to have 5 builds remaining. Meanwhile, Crippa can continue to tarp this off because Crippa's going to have 30-plus builds left. Baloo has got to get low. Crippa hears the movement above him, and he knows that he's going to have him if he just plays this intelligently. And then Crippa, he goes in for the challenge, Baloo, and he's going to pay, and Crippa gets the victory royale.
Look at the HP, 50. He got the elimination right as the Storm ticked down to 0. The 50 push, unbelievable. The timing at the very end of that game is insanity.
Crippa, what a run there. It was looking dire. 0 builds. And then he gets challenged.
Golden Boy, I believed in him the whole time. I don't know what shot about. Didn't look dire in the slightest.
Man, you have a gift. You have a gift because I was.
Don't give me
concerned.
credit for that. That was a lie.
You're taking full credit.
100%, 100% credit. That's all me. That's all me. You're welcome, Crippa. You owe me. It's all right. Fast down to 26 here. Very edge of the Storm inside this little. It's not really. It's kind of it's a gas station.
Yeah, you know, good old gas station building, natural quote unquote structures by the racetrack.
He farmed just enough to be able to build 1 pyramid, put it over the top so he could pop the 2 minis.
This is
Didn't want to go too far ahead.
I know I said before Crippa was dire. This is pretty bad, but hey, that's going to work, right? Elimination on Enable is going to give him 42 builds, a little bit of ammo, I think he got a campfire from that too. Now he's going to keep going.
Got 2 in his inventory, 2 med kits now.
This is where the challenge is going to start, though, because you got to go up this hill.
If he churns through too many materials too fast, he's going to get left out there on the outside. Meanwhile, Mongrel, never heard of him, right? Yeah, I don't know about all that. One of the most well-known names.
Young amateur player.
I can't even joke about this. Mongrel's disgusting.
I know, it's every time you watch him play, you just learn something new. And
look at that. Even tracking on a Shadow Bomb player on the side, catches a baller inside a box. Not fast enough to break it out and get that elim.
It's like a game of pinball.
Definitely startled whoever that was. Timmy goes down the outside. Mongrel picking up the 3rd elimination. The combat shotgun, a drum gun, and that blue AR. Now, you have to remember the blue AR and the drum gun share that ammo pool. You mentioned that earlier, Golden Boy. You want to try and avoid that if possible. You don't want to feed through the same amount of ammo too fast.
Oh, Kitty was not even paying attention.
You hate to see it. A quick swap out there. 3 Shadow Bombs, a big pickup for Mongrel. 3 Shadow Bombs is the difference between being 14th right now and making it to top 5 almost guaranteed unless someone sees that door edit right there. Mongrel not timing the push out just right there. A little bit of storm damage. Gonna go for maybe a campfire and that mini. There it is. Anything they can do to try and squeeze out some HP, some survivability in that last moment. The top down here, Chapix. All the way up top, the Shadow Bomb. You do have a handful of players, looks like 1 or 2 up above flying in still. The redeploys that combat shotgun range with a lot of accuracy is extremely deadly. Shots from underneath 52 shield, and Chapix is gonna have to keep rotating in on this tarp. Did place that trap down behind you. He drops the turret.
You just don't want that in your inventory at the final moments.
It takes up a slot that you don't necessarily need. Final moments of these games, Chapix dropping down. Shadow Bombs, key to rotations like this. Very dangerous positions can be mitigated quickly. Oh my gosh! The angle and takes the toes out on a player rotating in. 8 eliminations now, a big game so far this Saturday for Chapix.
And he's just continuing to own as much of the walls and floors that are going to be around here as possible. There's a player down low. I think I heard the minis get popped, and Chapix, same thing for him. Just he's gonna force his way through the box, and he's gonna find Verox. Oh man, Verox was just not aware. I mean, he heard him trying to charge in, but he just was not able to stop him in time. And Chapix right there, maybe getting a little cheeky trap door, but there's gonna be no one right above him. Chapix still that flint knock. Two players in a fight up above. He's gonna jump right in front of him in the face. Oh man, the flint knock to the face. That one is certainly gonna hurt. And now we're gonna be in a 1v1. It's Alpsi versus Chapix, and Chapix has been on such a run thus far, and Alpsi has to get back to the safe area. Chapix is gonna have that life lead. The campfire is gonna get thrown down. And Alpsi waiting for the opportunity. He's going to have no more builds remaining, so can't build out. Chapix is going to see this, and Alpsi is going to have to stay inside of this. Chapix goes low, but Chapix, no, because he got ticked earlier, and then Alpsi is going to get the benefit of it. Chapix had 100 HP. Oh, man, that is crazy. Well, that is going to do it for me and Dr. Lupo. Send it over back again to your favorite DJ, DJ Zeke.
Why do we let him do this?
I don't know.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's me, DJ Zeke, back in the building. I don't know why they let me do this. This is my job. I don't know what's going on. Fortnite fam, let's take a moment. Let's take a look at the standings. EU's done. Queue times of wrap games are complete. We're going to see who has qualified as that #1 seed. Crippa jumps up to that #1 spot with that absolutely insane last game we just witnessed. 88 points to his name. Now keep in mind, Lolis had that lead for a long, long time, but Crippa says, no, this is my DJ party. Another DJ reference. Now take a look here, going down the list. Cypher and Drita, 3rd place, 86 points. Next up, Mongrel, 85 points. iBlue there with 81. Twitter, Adriano at Adrian XO, 79. Man, I wish Sunnet was here to help me read these. Fnatic Motor, 77 points, tied with the Beast, and Alpsi with 75, and TTV Revenge. Period. That is a statement. That's about it. So keep in mind, guys, again, this is for qualifiers heading into tomorrow's final games. So if you're not familiar with EU, take a look at these listed names. Maybe, watch their stream, check out their content. We have a few TTVs in there as well. So take a look. But guys, like I talked about, that's it for the games. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break. All right. That's it for me, though. DJ Zeke. That's right. That's how I like to do things. We're going to go to a 5-minute break. When we return, we're going to have Brazil live games, Oceania and Asia replays. So don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. DJ out.
I mean, first, when I got 63 points, there was still 1 game left, so I was kind of nervous, but I was on top of the leaderboards. So I still had the kind of calm feeling inside that I was going to qualify. And then when it qualified, it was actually such a relief. I can't even explain it. It's actually such a big achievement and something I've been working for towards like almost a year now, so it feels really good.
At first I thought I was really good at the game, but then when I started playing with like Epic Whale and all those other people, I realized that I had a lot to improve on. So realized my mistakes, look back on my like VODs and videos that I recorded, and then I was able to improve like on those mistakes that I made, and it just helped me as a player so much, being able to get feedback from other people.
Keep practicing. It's actually a mental game. Like after their first 2 games, they'll get one pump, they'll get sniped, and they're just demotivated. You have to have the confidence to keep going and be like high hopes and just keep on pushing forward, even when you're tilted. Like half of it's just not getting tilted in these and just keeping your mental strong and just pushing through and just performing how you know you can perform.
Yeah, when I just qualified, I really was just sitting there, and I was like actually just a surreal moment. I mean, I was like obviously really excited, but I was also kind of in shock just because like it didn't really hit that like, wow, I won $50,000 guaranteed and I'm going to New York. Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, my family, they're really proud of me, obviously, but I'm only 16, so they still want me to focus on school a lot. So it's been hard balancing the two, like Fortnite and school, but I just got to keep pushing it in both,
My friends are really hyped about it. My parents are really supportive, including my brother. They helped me out so many times. They gave me a PC that I can play on. And then when my stream got bigger, they gave me better specs so I can stream and play at the same time. They just really hyped about that I'm top 100 in Fortnite.
First off, I want to say thank you to my parents that actually believed in me. Like, I quit my job like maybe 6 months ago, and I didn't have any salary, any org, or didn't have any money. But I made it in the end. I got some money, qualified for the World Cup. It's looking great.
Thank you for everyone who believed in me, because I honestly didn't really believe in myself, but we're here. We have accomplished the final qualifiers. We were going to New York. I'm so happy. Shout out to all my fans. Shout out to my family. Shout out to all the pro players that helped me practice and my teammate. So I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you in New York.
Welcome back. You're down there. Sundown's right there, and we got games to play. Now, we've seen a lot of Europe already, and that's not the only thing that's played out thus far. We also have Oceania, Asia, and ongoing right now is Brazil. And we're going to take a look at everything in store from all three regions. And Sundown, what do you think so far today?
I mean, it's been incredible so far. Great run coming out there from Crippa. It was really
Oh. He has no mic. Sundown said a lot of really important things. Wait. There we go. Well, anyway, sorry about that. Little misstep. I thought we had a mic and we were good to go.
It is all good. Apologies for that. But the day has been great so far. We saw a fantastic run from Crippa there, able to push all the way up towards the top. And we've also seen a little bit of a friend of mine, DJ Zeke, coming out there, one of my production buddies in the background. But I told him, we got to save that for later. We're going to see if we can have a little DJ off. We saw DJ Sundown and one of those little behind the scenes there. So I'm challenging him. We'll drop the mic at the World Cup final. But for now, let's tuck that one away.
Don't worry. I will never be a DJ, but what I will do is call out a couple casters because we want to take a look back at Oceania and Asia, as well as what's going on with Brazil. So I'd like, if possible, not DJ Zeke, just Zekemus Prime and Monster D-Face to step out so we have an opportunity to look at a couple of these games.
Gentlemen, hello. It is just me, Zekemus Prime. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I caught DJ Zeke on the way out. I was like, hey, man, you going to stick around? You going to hang out? He was like, nah, bro. Like, I got to go to the party. Got a bunch of DJing to do. I respect it. You know, game respects game. So
busy man, you know, busy man.
He really is. You know, maybe Captain Shenanigans will be flying around. I don't know. He's currently saving the day. But for now, we've got Fortnite to hop into. So let's get into these games. Just like Lupo talked about, Oceania, Brazil. and Asia. Now, keep in mind, we're going to be hopping into Brazil live games in just a moment. We're hopping in with Oceania and Asia replays because remember, these games happen while we're sleeping. All right. Well, I didn't sleep last night, unfortunately. That's a different story for another time. But these happen overnight.
Yep, and I slept like a baby, guys. Just understand that. Took a good night of rest, and we are here. But yeah, like Z kind of touched on, we're catching up because rightfully so, these guys deserve their shot at the limelight because you got shots like that. Sawsman takes down Vision. Nice
already on 12 elims, by the way.
Put things up, dude. OCE is heavily elimination based. Gotta get those points, man. It's also kind of scary to think about that, right? Like, you have to pick up a ton of points because you know the other guys at the top of the board are doing just that on finals day.
I honestly can't wait to see the World Cup finals, all right? When all these regions come together, you've got people like OCE players saying, all right, we want to fight right now.
There's no way.
Let's challenge it. I can't wait to see. I'm so excited.
There's no way.
But you know what we should do is just really quickly, in case you just tuned in, this is your first time, hello, welcome, Fortnite World Cup Online Open. I'm Zeke. We're in week 7. Solo action right on cue. You see on the right side of your screen, top 25, top 15, top 5 in victory are all those placement thresholds. Every elim is a point, and that's how these guys are racking up these points very quickly. Now we're hopping in with Mint. Fresh is one elimination. Take a look. The double weapon loadout with with the recent change, the pump shotgun being vaulted. We're seeing this different play styles kind of shaking out. This is kind of my preferred. The 2 weapons, 3 utility.
Yep, definitely. This is the way the game's kind of developed, if you think about it in a sense. The new weapons being introduced to Fortnite, most of them have multiple roles, if you want to call it that. Combat AR, fill in a couple slots. The combat shotgun, or the tactical AR, I should say. But the combat shotgun as well, having that medium, close range, long range capability with the high fire rate, just makes for a solid loadout. And then you have loadouts like this, where you say, you know what? Scratch the versatility. We're going pure offense here as we have a heavy sniper, RPG, drum gun, and a combat all in the mix here. That's one of the downsides to the drum. No first shot accuracy on the distance there. But you're that far. He could probably line up the heavy snipe into the RPG.
Yeah, he does have that combo. In case you're unfamiliar with it, basically you fire a rocket out, and right before that rocket connects, because keep in mind, they're boxed up, you fire the heavy sniper, which completely decimates their build. Rocket comes in for splash damage. But we see all these players, they're over by Lucky Landing. We see the new safe zone, and immediately Sawsman is like, look, I'm going to mark this spot for myself. This is where I want to go. I like doing this kind of stuff personally just to give yourself a sense of where you need to be rotating to, because these late game circles, they get chaotic very quickly. We see him immediately pick up Frenchies there. 13 eliminations, and we still have another 14 players he could potentially pick up along the way. Now he's going to start waterfalling down as, he drops down on Nux there and just drops him in a critical.
Yeah, Nux has got no health anymore. He makes a dash out of there with the shadows. And now Sawsman is still on it. He has not paused the offense here as Realistic goes down as well. And you made a good point marking the territory because, like you said, in these battles, you're whipping around, you're doing circles, the storm's on the move. Half the time you can't even see the storm because you're behind walls and builds. So it is important to mark up the map. That way you can try your best to keep track of where you need to be as Salesman now takes the high ground here. He's building up, he's over the mountain. Nice clean edits here as he is tarping his way out straight across the air. It's gonna cost him a few hundred mats, but it should be worth it because he makes the jump to the zone first as he claims the superior spot here. Down goes Frosty. Drum gun doesn't even need to be reloaded anytime soon. That's already 2 eliminations. He's still chipping away here, Zeke.
I love the target acquisition as well. You know, you saw him pick up 2 players very quickly, and rather than stopping and saying, I want the materials or whatever from this, he's like, look, I can continue to rack up elims. There's still people trying to make it to safety. The rocket is going to come out. Nothing quite connects. He's just breaking builds, making things a little difficult for the people. Combat shotgun, that was a 77, I believe. He's going to go for another one. Double 77. Samuel, back to lobby for you, friends. 17 eliminations, Monster. What am I watching?
You're watching OCE here.
This whole time I was streaming with no sound. I'm 2 hours in.
Any are you getting a lot of viewers?
No, I just have 2 right now. I mean, if people really want to watch my game, they probably are just gonna watch the World Cup, you know. A lot of people coming this way this game. I finally turned my sound on. Thank you.
I wonder why it was off.
Do people tell you like, oh, the sound is off?
Yeah.
I love you.
Late too. Ooh, a blue AR. Alyssa! Shut your door, your dog's a bitch. Buddy. Tifu was showing people how good the rock was, or the block, and he went to shoot himself from a cannon over to like the other side on the block, and he shot himself right off the map. Still no shotgun, and I went from Sunny to Haunted Hills. Found a great one. I do have 5 shadow nades though.
Got 7 points out of that game.
You got what?
7.
7 points?
Yeah, 1 kill, 6 placement.
Nice. How many yet now?
9.
Yeah, we're both at 9. Which game are you in?
What's it? 3 games.
Alright, I've played 3 games. This is my 4th as well. So we're doing the exact same.
Do you know the trick with rifting? There's a trick with rifting. So like, you know how you rift in these circles?
Yeah.
You're easy target. You know, you're in the sky. So the trick is to increase the number of people that are in the sky.
Yeah, so people.
So if you see 2 people fighting, then you can watch your rift, go run into them and rift with them.
Right. That's true.
So you can get 3 people in the sky, targets.
Oh shit!
I was 99. I just fell. I fell from the sky base. I mean, the alien ship.
Man. Then 37 people left, but we're going into like the 3rd circle. There's a lot of people after this circle.
3rd circle, 37 people.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of people. That's alright, man. You about to get that placement. Still alive.
Maybe.
Top 25, right? That's when placement starts. Yeah.
But we're also like basically on a hill.
Basically what?
On a hill. That hill by the block. That's pretty much what we're going on.
Oh, you can't build on top of it. He knew. He knew that. Did you know that you can't build on top of the freaking plane hangars?
I did not.
You can't build, period. Like, it doesn't let you build.
Unless there's already a build there or what?
No, you just can't build on top of it because of the way it's shaped. It's like a orb.
Oh, the plane hangers. Oh, yeah, I did know that. I thought you meant the Apex things.
Oh, no. Wow, he knew that. I didn't know. I'd never been up there. Yo, this is...
Hey, man. spicy. Ah, I died. Ah, I didn't get that elim. We'll have to get one of these puppies. That's perfect. Not my chest, man. There's so much going on around this. Placement. Man, I need an AR. Hey, buddy. What? 200 shield? Man. Need to get at least 4 points a game with Manger.
what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? So I'm on my 6th game and I have 22 points.
Hopping off.
So I have 22. So these last 4 games, I would need 4 points a game.
Yep.
Tried to dynamite me with a shit ton of dynamite.
Where'd you land?
Well, I was just at like the edge of the map and
And you didn't get that.
he's chasing me. I'm in a baller.
Oh.
But I was boxed up and stuff. I mean, who shoots at a random box if they don't know if anybody's in it? I wasn't even in the circle. This guy's literally still chasing me. It's like all these people doing these build fights. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it is very silly. They're not gonna go anywhere with you, burning through your mats. Being a third party, they were. I've never seen like a serious like mid to end where people actually but they don't have to. It's box fighting. That's what people used to do. That's what I look forward to.
Right.
Servers are lagging. Now it's 99.
Someone's now shooting a bow at me. Like, come on, guys.
Somebody else.
No, I was at 5 games with 21 points, but yeah, someone sprayed me in a ball, and I had a deagle and an SMG, and this person had a scar and like gold pump or something. I can't remember. It's like, how do you get that lucky off spawn?
Early game too, huh?
Oh, very early. Like I was probably 70th then. But out of these 4 points, I have only gotten, or out of these 22, I've only gotten 4 placement. Or 4 kills, not placement.
Okay. I was about to say.
Yeah, if I only got 4 placement, I'm actually basting it up, you know. Jeez, someone's at the door. There's so many balls. We're by Lazy Lagoon. And there's, you know, all the trees. There's probably like 10 balls just flying around.
Oh, no.
36 people left. I really just want the placement points. That's all I care about at this point. But I have 6 minis and 2 slurps. I have the purple tack, like AR, you know, and then purple pump and drum gun. I'm like set up right now. So the surge thing, I have to damage on these or kill them? I have to what? Or else you get eliminated?
No, otherwise the storm will do damage to you. Given inside the storm. So find people and then.
I died. I got placement points though. Man, someone edited me right down in. There's still 18 people left, and it was like the third time moving around.
Damn, bro.
All right, so I need 10 points, and well, I don't know. I have 25 points right now. I think 37 would be a solid number to shoot for. Or, I mean, if I can get 5 points game, 40 would be decent. I almost just died off spawn.
Well, as long as you know you die for real.
No, I went to drop at that geyser, you know, to just grab the shotty that was there. Well, someone swooped right in, grabbed the shotty, and then popped me. But luckily, I just hopped in the Ooh. Hopped into the thing, you know, just kept going. How are you doing? How many points?
No placement yet. Got 1 kill though. That's about it. Or like really early.
What total points though?
12.
Oh, nice, nice. How many games?
This is my 9th.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Terrible. Really bad.
Well, maybe you'll get like 30 kills in this game.
Maybe there's 30 people remaining, so there's that obviously.
You can go ham. Man, whoever was in this house must have got like great loot because they left minis everywhere. They left traps. Makes no sense. I have 2 refs, jeez. left a half pot.
These zones are crazy. What?
How many people are left on yours?
23.
Ooh, so you got
I got the
placement.
place right now, but this zone is nuts.
Where's it at?
It's going really far. Like we're like hugging Lazy Lagoon.
Oh, nice. Nice, just gotta blue AR.
This game was crazy. What?
You die.
No. Not dead yet. Got a bit of me. Holy. Top 6. Holy sh.
You die or you're still in?
I died, but I got 6 points out of it. It was nutty. Like, two of the craziest zones I've seen yet. Take 5 minutes since I have time.
Oh, it's already 6:20. Ooh, I gotta hurry and use my games. I have 3 games left, including this one, so it'll be close.
Don't rush yourself. Don't rush yourself.
Yeah, because this one's probably gonna be over in 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Then the next one will probably take 20 or 30 minutes. It'll be close to get that final one off, but if I get into it, it still counts.
Yeah. From what I know, yes.
That's crazy. I never run out of, or I never am struggling to use my games up.
That's how you know you're doing all that placement. That's good
What's
stuff.
up? I'm not sure. You'll have to call her. Ooh, I think I'm barely in the circle. Oh, someone just got sniped.
Can you get his loot?
No, I just heard it.
Ah.
We still have a pretty big circle, and it was like 100 and some meters, I think. I have 2 rifts, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
So the circle's a bit away from me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes in between me and the circle that I can see. We're kind of like in trees. Should I use one to get to the circle? There's 40 people left.
Alright, so you have 2 rifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 5 boxes. You said?
Yeah, there's roughly 5 boxes from.
Oh, like in the map?
I just mean 5 people from here to the circle. 5, 6 people that I can see of.
Okay. If either of them get close to you, or you're able to get close to them, I say you rift with one of them or 2 of them, or as many as.
Yeah, they're all like equally spread out, so I'd have to push one way and try not to get hit.
Right. Or it's not always that though, right? What you can do is you can wait till like the circle is like right behind you.
Like circles on me, like I'm on the edge.
Yeah, but you hug the edge of the circle and then you rift. It's harder to pick up players when the circle's there and you rift. People will look up, but like you just have to, you know. But it's not like you always get hit.
Alright, I used one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was more than 6 people. I would never have gotten out of there. So happens I landed on like mats and stuff. Like I landed underneath someone's build at the bottom, and then I broke through the first floor, and there's loads of loot in here. And I'm like dead center circle, next to a geyser too. Hit him. Alright, so it says damage threshold, and it says 41 below. What's that mean?
You gotta do 41 damage to someone.
No, it just says 1 below.
Get off me, man. He's got 2 kills.
I didn't get placement points. I got 26. Damn it. That might have been my game right there. So I have 2 games left. Man. How is there 25 people left in that small of a circle? This is what happens every time. I'll end up with like 34 points in these next 2 games.
Two guys here. They're both ganged up on me. They're like sitting right next to each other.
So you're done? Or you still got one more?
No, they're not even in boxes, bro. They're like out in the open. They're just like ganging up on me. One is spraying me, other is sneaking me. Not even fighting. Like, I'm like, really, man? This is what we doing? Okay, that's it. How many you got? You got one more?
I have 2. So I have this one and then the next one. Oh, and I just died. How does someone... I just don't understand how people get max health.
Easiest way is to get 2 kills. See. But, yeah.
Man, I was so close too. I had 22 points on my 5th game.
How many do you have now?
25.
What's the number that you have to hit to get
like,
to a distance?
Like 37.
Okay. You can still do it. You're right there.
Yeah, I need 12 points.
Yo,
I'm just gonna land Mega Mall.
you just you let me know when you're done. I don't want to keep you on the call, and then because I'm gonna be talking to him and stuff like that.
All right.
Just message me when you're done.
Sweet. God damn it.